So you are current on The Walking Dead, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so tonight's the 90-minute episode, and they've been pushing that there's going to be some major character death at the end. And predictions on that. What do you think?
I think it's either going to be Carl or the preacher dude.
Is Gabriel really a major shocking character death, being that
Well,
we've seen
I
him
think at this
sick for
point he
two
is.
episodes?
At this point he is, I think. Maybe not several episodes back, but I think so now.
Yeah, see, my thing is it's just like it wouldn't be shocking if the guy that was sick died, and of course we're privy to some of the rumors that have been out. I follow the shooting schedules on who's there and who's not and stuff like that, and Chandler Riggs quit being on set as of the filming of the ninth episode. So that's why I've been posting everywhere the dying coral image. I don't know if you saw it. I know you're not on
Yeah,
Facebook. Uh,
yeah, he showed it to me at shop.
dying coral. But that's one of my predictions. But if they really wanted to make it crazy shocking, it would be a Daryl or a Carol, because Carol would be the shocking one because Carol's not doing anything out of character at the moment, and she's not gotten herself in any positions of real serious peril. Daryl,
Yeah.
Daryl, on the other hand, has gone like totally buck fucking wild and is jeopardize the entire mission. So yeah, I'm with you that it's
Well,
Carl's
there's two,
probably good.
there's 2 or 3 of them that are jeopardizing missions right now, though. I mean,
Dude,
he's got that Mexican chick with him. It's in there doing crap,
oh yeah, Rosita.
and
Yeah, actually, and what's funny is online, one of the number one suggested character deaths is Tara. People are fucking really unhappy with Tara, and it's the whole what they're doing and screwing up the mission. And I've got another prediction. At the wall, we saw in the previews for tonight's episode that Carl and Michonne are inside Alexandria, and they're inside Alexandria, and they're hearing Negan talk to them about being outside the wall. It doesn't sound the same way Negan does when he's in a bullhorn. We've heard Negan through his bullhorn a couple times this season and last season, and it's clearer than that whenever he's talking. I've got a theory that I haven't seen posted anywhere else, anyone else make this call, but I'm almost thinking that it's not Negan outside the wall, that it's a recording of Negan being played through a bullhorn outside the wall. I mean, it's just a theory that I have because we've been playing a lot on this recorder that Eugene's been running around with, and
yeah,
but I mean, I could be totally wrong, and Negan may actually be outside the wall, and we may venture comic book wise into All Out War Part Two. When they storm Alexandria, so we'll have to see how that totally plays out. But that's one of the theories that I have too. That may not actually be Negan outside the wall. It doesn't seem like enough commotion. Another thing is we've seen scenarios where there was lots of vehicles outside the walls of Alexandria at night, and when all those vehicles are running, we see casting of headlights from the outside. If you remember back to last season when Negan first showed up at Alexandria, you remember seeing his silhouette through the fence because he was
right.
banging on it. That's because all the cars were behind him with their lights on, et cetera, et cetera. That's generally how the saviors roll up. We've never really, other than when they ambushed them in the woods, we've never seen a savior ninja style sabotage or situation. So I don't know. I'm really that whole situation at Alexandria is going to be very interesting. And it could lead us up to our potential character death, which I'm calling as Carl. I'm saying Chandler Riggs 100%. That's who's getting it tonight.
Yeah, it could be Michonne too.
Yeah,
Think about it because she's slipping really bad, losing sight of the whole message and everything else.
we're finding that she's easily swayed either way, kind of deal.
Right.
With any amount of talking, it seems like suddenly she switched sides again. Um, and another thing about the possibility about it being Carl is that the flash forward sequences that Rick was having, the dream sequences, Carl was in it, but we
Well,
didn't see
I
his
was
face.
flying
He was
way
like,
up.
"I didn't put it on," or whatever he said in that. So I don't know. What I will say is that it's if it is turn out to be Carl, it's not in service to the story. The comic, there's a lot of storylines that Carl's supposed to be a part of that just won't work well with a 19-year-old man. You know, it's supposed to be like a 13-year-old kid. And so we're going to miss those anyways. So I can understand why they might get rid of him. But if they are killing off Carl, it's a total TV move that Chandler
I'll come
Riggs
up
must
past
not
the
want to
church.
play Carl
Go ahead.
anymore, or he's just not worth the money for the parts that Carl isn't gonna get to do. You know, the Negan
Right.
stuff, some of the Whisperer stuff isn't gonna work out well when it's like, well, yeah, he's 20 years old. You know,
Yeah.
so it makes sense from that part, but we'll have to see how it ends up going. But you got any other predictions for tonight? Other than an hour and a half, which means probably an hour and 5 minutes of actual show and 25 minutes of commercial.
Other than I'm hoping it won't be as boring.
That's the thing that I've never seen them at an end of a Walking Dead episode what they did last week. Never before. The narrator's only ever been very short with things like here's scenes from next week's episode of The Walking Dead, or in 2 weeks, or next year, whenever. It was never like last week. There's never been a narrator hype for the preview. He said something along the lines of, be sure to stay tuned to the end to see the shocking death or shocking scene that everybody will be talking about afterwards. They've never done that before, so
Right.
they're in panic mode. So we'll have
Well,
to.
there. My theories are either going to rush to the end of the war and end it this year, or they're going to have another big climax battle at the compound and end it there with everybody up in the air.
Well,
We're not going to know who dies until they bring it back.
I've got one strong indicator towards the possibility of Negan dying. This switches over just a little bit into the DC universe, but they announced over the last week that they're doing a huge reboot through Flashpoint to reboot their entire industry and their entire thing. And this is the image that everybody's been seeing online.
No way.
Yeah. So during Flashpoint, during one of the things that happens is instead of Joe killing the Wayne parents, he actually kills Martha and Bruce, leaving Thomas Wayne behind. That's a Flashpoint story. And if Ben Affleck really wants out of Batman, which he does, this is your possibility that you can end up with Jeffrey Dean Morgan doing his quick exit so that he can go on and be Batman. See, why couldn't he have been bulked up like that to play Negan? Like, look
because
at that.
That's CGI.
Yeah, I
crap.
know, but he looked like that when he was the comedian.
Yeah, but they do padding and
Yeah, but not on
they
the
really can't.
like.
They can't really do that with a Walking Dead. It just wouldn't look right. They could have just got somebody that was big.
Look at him as the comedian.
Yeah, he was fat.
I don't know. He was he was a little chubby, but that would have been better Negan. That's who we wanted. What we got was Bill Nye.
Well, the problem is it's hard to find a 6'5", 6'6"
Right.
tank of a guy
They
who's also an actor.
They could have kept looking. How about dude? And as far as height goes, dude, I would have much rather seen Henry Rollins as fucking Negan. Henry, and Henry Rollins is kind of a short guy, but he would have murdered it as Negan. You saw him on Z Nation. He was awesome in Z Nation.
Yeah, he would have been awesome there.
Yeah, so
but we got what we got, man.
This is what we got to deal with. So yeah, no, we'll see. We'll end up seeing what happens with it if the major character death could be Negan. It could have saved us all out. But I'm also calling if it's Carl that dies, Sadiq does it. So I'm going out way on a limb.
If they follow the comics, Negan doesn't die. So they jail him. And they've already built the jail.
Yeah. Neither does Andrea.
Right. Well, okay. Yeah. And the old guy didn't make it as long as he did in the comic as he did in the show either. So
we got Dale. Well, that was because he
Dale was around for a long time, longer than he was supposed to be.
You know, and that's all because of Durban. I mean, when Frank wanted out, the guy that played Dale followed him, so I can understand that. But
yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got. So you got?
Nope, that's it, man. It's
right.
going to be Carl or Michonne or the preacher dude.
All right.
One of them three is going to die. I don't think Negan's going to die. I think Negan's going to be back for next season.
Yeah, definitely through the second half.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm hoping they don't end the war where they're at now because it's going to be in a silly place.
Yeah, it would have definitely been unactualized. I mean, it wouldn't have done it justice. We haven't done all-out war justice yet, but if Alexandria gets totally obliterated tonight, then maybe we did.
No, that could happen too.
If that's really a bunch of saviors out there, I want to know what happened to our lookouts. Where were the lookouts that were around the sanctuary?
I think Negan's already got them.
Yeah, we found that one hanging. They used the scene from the comic books for that too, where the lookout's hanging and the walkers just eat his entire upper body. It was badass, but that's really supposed to be a part of the Whisperer storyline. But we won't get to that till next season.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we're going to end it here. This was a test run on our little nerd chat. We're going to maybe try to do broader topics and bring in some more people in the future. Thanks, Skip. I appreciate it, buddy.
It's all right. That's what those old guys are here for.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
There's your wife.
All right. Wait, honey.